What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Jordy, and welcome back to some more F1 25 for the sports update. This update happens pretty much every year for the new F1 games. Basically, it adds the F2 cars and some big fixes, including also some updates to the current F1 cars, namely what a lot of people are talking about, the nose for the Red Bull and the nose for the Mercedes, which is apparently really ugly now. And from this angle, yeah, the way it kind of goes downwards is very, very odd, so to speak. But the things that we're most excited about will be the new F2 cars and also the AI fixes, particularly in the rain. So we'll definitely be having a look at that this episode, starting with the F2 cars, of course. We'll be testing them against the AI, of course. Maybe if I feel like it, we'll hop online to see if anybody's got a lobby doing F2 cars, but it's pretty rare to see that, to be honest. What's up, Moment? You're not stalking me, you just like viewing the channel, it's great. But yeah, the main thing is that we definitely need to focus on the wet AI, simply because it was really atrocious. I played this game in beta, it was atrocious there. They didn't acknowledge it at launch, everybody was reporting it, they did acknowledge it, and 5 months later it has apparently finally been fixed. So, I think because it's the most important thing, it's probably best we begin with testing out the AI in the wet, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what track I would want to test it on. Part of me wants to go to Hungary, because that's where the AI speed is usually at its worst. But I think what we're going to do is do another track. I don't know which one would be best to go with, but I think we'll go with Silverstone. I think we'll go with the OG Silverstone, because it's a track that I know. Part of me wants to do the reverse circuit, but whatever, we'll save the first time I go around that in career mode, which is about 2 episodes from now. I'll be able to start recording the next episode pretty much after this, if I feel like it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's see if they've properly been fixed. We'll go with the Williams, obviously. We won't do equal performance. We'll play as Science. Why not? Okay. Difficulty, I usually have it at 102 in the career mode, so I think we'll keep it there for this, that is for sure. My comment popped up on your main account preview, LOA? Oh, what do you mean? What is a main account preview? Never heard of it. Right, we'll go, yeah, we want this to be, we'll put it completely in the wet. And then difficulties, of course, 102. Weekend structure, we'll just go with the 5-lap format. And we'll just see how it feels, because basically, if you didn't know, the AI in the wet for F1 25 are atrocious. They are literally seconds quicker than you, or at least they were anyway. I remember turning the difficulty down, and this happened both in beta and at launch. I remember turning the difficulty down from what I originally had it was 95, all the way down to 60. We would turn it all the way down to 60. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I didn't know they do that. You can tell I never play this game outside of the career mode in F1 world. I don't really use the other drivers, but that's new. We've actually got the Williams logo just past the steering wheel, which is really dope. I don't know where we're starting. There is a Williams out just ahead of me, so that'll be Albon. A McLaren's over there. I think that's a Red Bull in front. So I think we're in maybe the top 10. I hope so. We'll just see how things go. I'll put that brake bias down and we'll start this race. We'll just see how it goes. We're getting right into it. No formation lap. We're starting in P10. So what we're looking out for is just keeping up. We don't have to win or anything. I just need to be able to see if we can keep up with this AI throughout this race. Otherwise, they didn't fix it, you know? I've not played a wet race in ages, by the way, so I might also be rusty, but even if I knew what I was doing, they would go well out ahead. So far, this seems pretty good. We'll have to see how it goes throughout the rest of the lap, as Albon looks to challenge Sonoda. A little bit of a late break. Try and see if we can get down the inside of Albon, but didn't have enough grip. Except here we do. Lovely. See if we can use the RS out of it. Do you get pit stops? No, I've just put the 5-lap race on. Usually we do. Look at this fight that Albon's putting up right now. It's not good. I need him to move out the way. But actually, the fact that we've made an overtake is already a great sign. Albon ended up losing a lot of grip, losing a bunch of positions there. I always use a lot of ERS around Silverstone. This track is probably the track where I'm weakest. I mean, how we did in Season 1 is definitely representative of that. But we're outside of a second now. Let's see if we can catch up to the cars ahead. So far, so good, honestly. We need to start saving some ERS, though. Gained a lot of time there. Any concept of DRS? Yeah, everything is intact. It's just what you'd expect in an F1 game. But there's no DRS in the rain. They don't have DRS in the rain because that would be really dangerous. We don't seem to be catching up too much, but I also don't seem to be coming under much trouble behind, so that's a great sign. We are also in the default Williams, so I don't know how much better our current Aston Martin in the career mode is compared to the Williams. Definitely quicker in terms of powertrain. But we don't seem to be gaining too much on the guys in front, unfortunately. It might be a skill issue on my part, but this is not a change in difficulty at all. So, in the career mode, we might have to turn it down a tad. Like, from 102 to 100 or something, I don't know. But we seem to be losing time to the cars in front, so it's definitely an improvement, that's for sure. I mean, I've heard they've done tweaks to the AI in general, so I might have to turn the difficulty down, like, in general. But that's what today's live stream is for, because I really don't want to do that kind of testing in the career mode, like field testing that, because yeah, that's just inconsistency. But we could try that again, this time with a lower difficulty. So yeah, very wet difficulty. Yeah, turn that down to 98. 98 is what I turn it down to, like what I did for Qatar, because Qatar had some serious AI straight line speed issues, which we'll actually test that next in the dry. We'll see how Qatar is, because in Season 1 of the career mode, it was absolutely awful. I'd absolutely love to see you raging in Silksong. You'd love to see me rage at any game, bro. Bloodborne's coming soon, then we'll do Demon Souls at some point, Elden Ring. Definitely saving that for last though, because I'm not really fussed about open world. That would take ages.
Okay, mate. Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, now we're down to 98 difficulty. Let's see how it is now. Blood Rage incoming. Oh, really good start, actually. Oh my god, what was that slowdown? What fucking happened there? Did he need to slow down? Are we serious? You did not need to slow down. There's such a massive gap in front of you. He just calls it. He just does it so his teammate can pass me. What a dickhead. Just gonna absolutely send it down the inside. Get the fuck out of my way, bro. Don't race like that. Obviously, we're not going to be too quick. It is a Williams against a Mercedes, a McLaren, Ferrari, etc. But if we can make some decent headway, you know, there's definitely a huge improvement though. Like, I'm actually able to somewhat compete compared to how broken it was before. We are having to use a lot of ERS though. What the fuck is that on my arm? I have some spots on my arm that got a bit itchy then. It feels like something was crawling on me. We are still losing time in the straights. Quite a bit. Yes, it's a Williams versus a McLaren, but I don't know, man. I was really spending the ERS then. Yeah, I don't know, guys. For me, it still needs improvement. I don't feel like I'm gaining any time. But to be fair, I don't think it doesn't feel like I'm losing any neither.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Right, yeah, I'm definitely losing it. I don't know, man. I think it's still needing fixing, but yeah, because we turned the difficulty down even more there, and I just don't feel like I'm gaining any time at all. But I'm not losing like literal seconds like I was at launch and in beta. So there's definitely been an improvement, but it's clearly not enough, to be quite honest. I don't want to turn the difficulty down any lower than 95. Like, I'll tell you that right now. I refuse to do that at any point. So, let's see 95. Because this is what we'll have to turn it down to in the career mode if we get a full wet race, you know? Okay. Alright, let's see about this then, shall we? Let's see how this goes. I definitely need a haircut. I've just left it, really. I haven't done anything with it. Okay. Yeah, this is the last time I'm testing it. If we don't make any, like, significant moves here, I don't know. An Aston Martin and a V-carb in front, two cars we absolutely should be able to keep up with an overtake in the Williams. Try and make that 3 wide. Get off me. Oh my god, Lawson. I want to be able to make some progress on the AI, you know? Because otherwise, the races in the career mode when they're wet are just going to be so boring, and I would rather not do that, you know? Yeah, look at the amount of time they're gaining, like pushing away there. It's still an issue. Not nowhere near as big as it was, but it is definitely still an issue, that is for sure. You know, like this is something I would still kind of be complaining about if it launched like this, you know? It's an improvement, but it's not hard to improve on garbage, you know?
You're in the top 10 now. Keep
In the
it
words of Captain Price.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't really... I see an improvement, but that's still not fun to play at all, you know? Like, I understand it being in a Williams not being able to catch up to the Ferrari in front, but there's a V car behind me, which is way slower than the Williams on most tracks, you know? At least in the game, especially. So it's like... Yeah, it's an improvement, but it's not one that I'm like really happy with, you know? I'll try it again. Let's see how it is on 90. But yeah, I'm not happy with it still, personally. Yeah, I'm not happy with it still. Again, it is an improvement. So if we get like a race in the career mode where it starts in the rain and progresses to the dry, or starts in the dry and progresses to the rain, then yeah, definitely big improvement. That's fine. But a full wet race is still an issue for me. Nowhere near as bad as it was, but again,
give
like
me a quick radio check.
If it started like this, I still would have complained about it. Because I'm having to turn the difficulty down by 12 at this point. We've turned the difficulty down by 12. Let's see what happens. Doesn't help when I got a fucking blockade of cars in front of me. Let's try and get alongside Alonso here. Just behind our teammate who's squeezing out Hajar. Hajar diving down the inside. Really good move by Albon there. Albon squeezing out Hajar. We could probably get the both of them here. Getting hit by the teammate. Oh my god. Come on, Alex. Leave me alone. Okay. Right. So here's the moment of truth. Let's see how much time we lose to the AI in front. I'm having to use too much ERS just to keep up with them, you know? Get out of my way. I'm joking. Alright, yeah, I'm still not happy with it. personally.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's still not fun to play. For me, I don't know. Like, we could try different tracks, I suppose, but that is still not fun at all. That's still not fun to play. So I'm still going to dread wet races if we ever get them in the career mode, because they're just not good. They're just not good at all. It's an improvement, but like I said earlier, it's not hard to improve on garbage. It was unplayable at launch. At least now it's a lot easier to keep positions, but gaining positions outside of the first couple of laps, good fucking luck, because there's just going to be a massive train, and that's just not fun to play at all, you know? What's that hair there? There we go. It's just not fun to play. It just feels like F1 24 again, so, you know. Okay. We could try one more thing, and that would be equal performance. So we'll go into it, same conditions again, but this time equal performance will be on. So every car is the same, pretty much. And we'll just see how that goes. What's up, MNG? We're just testing the wet weather AI right now. I've had to turn it down as low as 90 difficulty, and I don't really feel much of a difference between each of them, if I'm being quite honest. But there is a huge improvement. If you tried playing wet races in beta or at launch, where it was practically the same anyway, the AI would be seconds, literally seconds quicker than you. So it was just unplayable. Now it just feels like I'm playing F1 24 with the DRS train that starts to form. Hence why after about 1.5 laps I'm quitting and we're trying another thing, because it's not fun to play, you know? Okay, equal performance now. Back at our usual difficulty.
Let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Shut up. Let's see how this goes. It's a good thing science starts at pretty much the same position each time. Alright. Let's go. Oh, very aggressive there, but it worked. Alright, so every car is going to be the same now, so we might see some either significant improvement or significant regressing. We'll see. Norris covering off Sonoda. Fucking hell, what is that? I'm clearly going down the right side, bro. Fucking hell. Right, I'm committing to that. I don't care if he turns in on me. I'm just going to expect it this time. You see that? He does that little feint to the right. Get the fuck out of here, Yuki. Yeah, corner exit is what we're going to be looking out for here. And it's this section when we're gaining speed. The AI is still gaining on me. I'm using ERS. Equal performance, by the way. There's no reason as to why they should still be gaining on me. No reason. They're not taking the corners any better. This is the worst. Maggots and Beckett's. And we'll just slingshot out of it using all the ERS we can. And look at how much time Norris. We are pulling some time out of him, but like by the end of the lap, just to keep up, I've wasted pretty much all of my ERS still. So for me personally, it's still an issue. It's just not fun to play. I'll try and do another lap just to see where we end up, but nah, we're losing. So I can't do it. It's not fun to play. I don't want to play it, you know? Just, it's still bad, in my opinion. And that's at, like, our normal difficulty. That's 102 difficulty, equal performance. It really shouldn't be that big of an issue at all. It really shouldn't be. Right. So let's try that again at 95 difficulty. Equal performance. And this time we'll do 95. Which was the difficulty I ran through in F1 23. Tried it in this game. The game was way too easy. So, yeah. Let's just see how this goes now then. But it's probably not going to be that big of a difference, if I'm being quite honest. I'm really not. I'm not impressed by it. Again, it's an improvement, but how many updates are we going to get on this game before they move on to develop F1 27, you know? That's how the development works here. Like, the team that made this one will be making 27. The team that made 24 is making 26. Right then. 95 difficulty versus 108. Let's see where it goes this time. This is equal performance. God, can Albon piss off? It just feels like I just feels like I haven't turned the difficulty down at all. It just feels like I haven't turned it down at all. There we go. We're going to burn the RS off of this now. See if we can catch up with the Aston Martins. The Aston Martin and the Williams is pretty close to each other performance-wise. And I really don't see a difference. I'm not impressed. It's still pretty rough, to be honest. It's still not enjoyable. I mean, look at how much time the AI is gaining on me versus... It's just not fun to play. I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's still an issue for me. It's still very much an issue. So, thanks, Cody's, but no thanks. You still haven't fixed it. It's better, but it's still not fun. Were we even on 98? We might have just been on 95. I might have just put it down to 95. I don't fucking know. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's still ridiculous. I can't make any excuses for that. I mean, 5 months. 5 months to fix it. 7 months if you count the beta, and it's still like that. It's still very much like that. I just, it's still not good enough. It quite frankly is just not good enough. And that's disappointing to say, because again, how many updates are we going to get out of this? I don't like inconsistent difficulty. I just don't. I never have, never will. And it's annoying to have an inconsistent difficulty in career mode because it means I've got to put more time in
give me a quick
racing
check,
a race that I
please.
shouldn't have to. I should be able to just go into it instead of having to test it beforehand. You know? Right, now we're on 90 difficulty, equal performance. Why is he diving on the right hand side? What an idiot. Right, following behind Alonso and Albon once again. Again, this is 90 difficulty, 12 difficulties down from our usual. That's how bad wet racing is. That is an absolutely outrageous move, though. Jesus. A double overtake. Give me a replay of that shit. Sheesh. I wouldn't have been able to do that before, I can tell you that right now. But let's see how we do against the cars in front. Because I've got to figure out what difficulty we could even play at this point. Look at them, they're still gaining time and I'm burning ERS out of that. I took that corner absolutely perfectly. I don't know, man. Maybe it might be a Silverstone issue, but I still think it's not enjoyable. We're able to make an overtake though, but again, I've had to put so many restrictions on now. Equal performance and turning the difficulty down by 12. That's still disappointing. I mean, let's see how we do against this car in front. Just over a second in front is Leclerc. But having to turn the difficulty down by 12 just to have a good race in the wet is going to be so inconsistent, because what if a race in the wet progresses to a race in the dry? I'm going to go from struggling to keep up to slingshotting up ahead and dominating the rest of the race. Or it's going to be the other way round. Or rather, the other way round would be I'm still able to dominate. But, man, a wet race going into the dry would just not be a consistent race or a believable one at all. And that, for me, just doesn't make for good content. And it doesn't make for good gameplay, neither. I don't like playing that. Case in point, why I keep quitting these races. Because it's like, I'm not satisfied with how the AI feels. I mean, it's a little better here right now. But Sector 3 is where they seem to gain loads around Silverstone. Gaining time through Maggots and Beckett's, but here is where we're going to lose a ton of time.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car
Nearly
ahead.
2 tenths.
Be giving off dirty air, which is
or at least an entire tenth.
So try to get past.
No, 2 tenths, literally, like, oh my god. 90 difficulty, 12 difficulties down from where I'm at in the dry, equal performance, and this is what we have. I'm able to get a move done, but again, I've had to do so much just to be able to have a race that feels somewhat satisfying to play. I'm not impressed by it. And again, I love this game. I really do. F1 23 was my favourite F1 game coming off of 2020. I went from 2020 to 23. 23 I absolutely adored. 25, I love how much more aggressive the AI is, but their pace has been a huge issue since 24. Technically 22, because it was an issue there as well. Oh, that's took the wind out of my sails, that has. Not gonna lie. Like, we had to do so much just to have a decent race. It was equal performance, 90 difficulty. We had to turn it down by 12 to have a decent race. We could try another track. But I haven't done many races in the wet, so I wouldn't know. I could try the ones we tried in beta. Texas would be easy, there's too many corners. And too many easy ways to make a dive bomb. So, we'll go Hungary. Equal performance off. Let's go in... Let's go in the Mercedes. We'll play as Antonelli, because I think he'll probably start further back than Russell. We'll put the difficulty back up to, like, we'll go in 98. 5 laps. Fully in the wet. I believe inters would be better. We could obviously test inters. There's more chance of a race going on in the inters than the wet. So we could obviously try the wet. We'll go back to Silverstone in a second. But then after that, I want to get racing with the F2 cars. That's for sure. Okay. Please, please, please give me some good racing. God damn. Right, I'm not going to try any dive bombs here. I just want to see where the AI pace is at. Slot in beside Leclerc here. Hungary was always where the issues came out in F1 25 beta. So this is the track I spent a lot of time on when wanting to test the AI. But it is definitely way better. Way, way better. But we still got some work to do compared to how they race in the dry. They're still really fast coming out of that chicane. I mean, I'm not the greatest player ever, but going from the dry to the wet, it shouldn't be this big of a jump. Yeah, we've lost so much time. It's not consistent at all. It just isn't. Like, a lower difficulty on the wet feels so much harder than a higher difficulty in the dry. You know? So I've got 6 viewers on. This is a perfect time to tell you, the wet racing is still shit. You know, it's a big improvement, but if you tried wet racing before, practically anything was a huge improvement. It's still not good enough in my opinion. It just is not good enough. I've turned the difficulty down as low as 12 down from my... so from 102 to 90 to equal performance as well. And I'm not feeling satisfied by any of the racing that I'm doing. Hence why I haven't done a full 5-lap race. It's not fun to play. I don't want to play it. Let's try inters. So we'll do this again. We'll go on the inters. This time I'll go with Lawson. We'll stay with 98 difficulty, why not? This time though, we'll just go with intermediates, and we'll see how the racing is on intermediates. There's more grip there, so it should be a lot better. You know, there's a lot more chance of getting an inters race than a wet race, like a wet tyres race, so we'll just have to see. But again, I'm not really impressed by the patch. To be honest, it's not good enough.
Welcome to Silverstone.
Alright. Okay, let's see how this feels. A lot more grip this time. Let's try and hang around Leclerc here. Stick to the racing line. Maybe we can get Russell here as well. I mean, look at the time gain from the AI there. Fucking hell. It's so debilitating. It really is. You feel like you're doing so well, and then as soon as you get on the straight, the AI just completely trounces you. But Inters definitely feels better. I mean, second half of the lap, let's see. I remember Silverstone in the beta was particularly crap, especially on the straights. Inters definitely feels better though. So 583 there. I'm using ERS down the whole way. Verstappen still gains just under a tenth. And I doubt he was using ERS the whole way. But we've not got equal performance on right now, so we'll just have to take it with a grain of salt. But I bet that would have happened on equal performance anyway. Like, look at how much time they're still gaining out of corners. It's absolutely insane. It still feels like they've got infinite ERS. It really does. I don't know where they get it all from. We're going to spend ERS all the way down this straight. I just don't feel like I'm gaining anything. It's not satisfying to play still, you know? I don't like it. I just don't like this game when it comes to racing in the wet. It's horrible. It's probably the worst I've ever played. I don't know how it was in F1 22, but I've played all the games surrounding that game, other than 2021, I suppose. But yeah, I don't understand in recent years why there is such a huge issue with the AI balancing. You've been making games for 15 years, Cody's. You've had this same engine for nearly 10, and you're telling me you're now having trouble with the AI? Like, what's going on? What is seriously going on? What could you possibly have broken that makes the AI so difficult to tweak? I don't understand it. Alright, I'm done racing in the wet. I'm really disappointed by that, to be honest. I'm completely disappointed by that. Let's see how things are in the dry. So we're going to do... Let's do Spain. Part of me wants to do Austria reverse, but I feel like Spain would be a better representation, just simply because we did it recently in the career mode. So, you know, we'll go in the Aston Martin, as we're used to doing. We'll put it to the exact same difficulty as I have it in career, and we'll just see how things go. We'll just see how that feels, and then we're going to try Qatar afterwards at 98 difficulty. Actually, no, we'll try it at 102, like exactly. I don't know, I think I might have had it at 100. I either had it at 100 or 98 in the full race. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll try it at 102, because that's what we did the Qatar sprint at. This one we're doing at 102, just like we did in the career mode the other day, so let's just see how this feels. Because they've changed the AI timings all across. I think the wet racing is an improvement, but an utter disappointment still. I think the dry racing was great. I think AI straight line speed is an issue throughout the whole game, but, you know, it's only a small issue compared to the other issues that we have. It's not a good start by me. But it's okay. It's usually too easy to get overtakes done at the beginning. So we'll see what happens. Why is my TV always going on standby on stream? Are we fucking serious? Piss off. Get out of my way. I'm not dealing with you. Right. So let's see how the pace is and how different it feels from the career mode. The only major difference is that the powertrain was pretty much near maxed out compared to this Aston Martin, because we did powertrain only. The developers have said we might have to turn the difficulty down if we were used to it before. I think that's what they said anyway. I don't know why of all things they would, or maybe turn them down or up. I don't know whether they said down or up. But I'm not really sensing a major difference.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
I think they are faster going into corners, but slower coming out of them. So they've tried to balance it out a little bit, so we might have to turn it down overall. I don't know why they tweaked them in the dry. I think they were just fine in the dry. In fact, I feel like you should have made them a tiny bit slower. I don't know. I think they've tried to fix the issue where it was a key issue, which is going into corners, because the AI was really slow there. But overall, I don't really feel too much of a difference. This is basically how it feels normally. Except I think they've made them a little faster. Yeah, we might have to turn the difficulty down now. I think the AI is just faster in general. Which I think them being slow was a bit of an issue, hence why we jumped from 95 difficulty in F1 23 to 102 here. So we might have to turn it down to like 100.
Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push.
Maybe 98, I don't know. I'm not really gaining any time. Or losing it. The AI feels a little faster than before. So yeah, they've quickened them going into corners, slowed them down coming out of it. This is where we could possibly make a move on the AI as they start fighting, finally. Unless I get hit with dirty air. which I did. And again. Gonna have to save some more ERS. It's no good. This is usually where I would gain a lot of time, but yeah, they've clearly made them quicker going into the slow corners. Whether or not you feel that's an improvement, that's up to you. There's definitely going to be less exploitation of dive bombing, so that means I'll have to turn the difficulty down for myself overall. So no more 102 difficulty, unfortunately. But yeah, wet weather's been improved. Not nearly enough that I think it's good enough, to be honest. I don't think it's good enough, because it's still tremendously difficult. But dry racing overall, the AI have gotten better, which means I can now turn the difficulty back down. So it's not as easy anymore. So we'll do repeat testing of that. Let's go in the Alpine this time. And we'll go down to 98 difficulty and see how that feels in the dry. I need to do this testing, otherwise we're going to have a couple of really bad episodes in career mode where I've got no competition. Either no competition or I have no chance at all. Hence why I'm always hesitant to start a career mode on like day one when the game first comes out. So I think the AI have been improved in the dry. They were too slow going into corners. I think a lot of work still needs to be done in the wet. That is for sure.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, let's go. 98 difficulty, I think this is. This is the lowest I turned it down in the career in Season 1, which was around Qatar. We're starting towards the back, unfortunately. Fucking hell. Really good start, to be honest. But it is only lap 1. So once everybody starts getting consistent and stops fighting, then that's when we'll see some real battles happening. Yeah, they're definitely quicker. We were close enough to make the dive bomb though. But this feels like 102 difficulty was originally. So 98 might be our difficulty from now on.
Okay, DRS is now available.
On Lawson there to stop me from taking that position. Jesus. I like that though. That's what I like about the F125 AI. Yeah, I still feel like it's way too difficult here. Lawson got DRS and immediately was powering away from me, even though I had way better grip coming out of the final turn and was catching up to him. And then it feels like the AI just got their infinite ERS again, and yeah. Right, outside of DRS now, let's see if we can get back within range.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. You're pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
What the fuck? You guys see that? What happened with my joystick then? It just stopped turning. Fucking weird that. Wait, it's doing it again. What the fuck? Is that my controller or the car's... like, is that my controller or is that the dirty air? I can't tell. Turn, you cunt. Jesus. I never experienced that throughout the whole racing career mode. So maybe that was dirty air bugging out or something? Let's try and save a bit more ERS. Try and get a move done on Alonso.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
They don't catch up as much. That's for sure, but they still have an advantage. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, that was a jump scare. Yeah. They definitely made the AI quicker. Okay, there might be something wrong with my controller. I can't tell if it's dirty air or my left joystick doesn't turn properly anymore.
Just need to stick together and make the step forward.
Man, shut the fuck up. We made a lot of overtakes, but it was mostly because of all the commotion at the start. Once everything got into its proper rhythm, we were making absolutely no headway at all. Which is a shame, because I was kind of happy with how the AI was before in the dry. I don't think they needed to be changed.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One.
I just think they needed to make them a bit slower in general, but they've kind of just swapped the issues round now, you know? in an attempt to balance it out a little bit, they're still too quick coming out of corners, and now they are quicker going into corners, which has just made it harder in general. Like, before it was a nice little trade-off, you know? At least you were going to be quicker in the slow corners, even if they had an advantage coming out of them, you know? But now we don't exactly have that advantage anymore, so it just feels like the AI have got even more of an advantage than they had before. I don't know, that might just be Spain. Spain is pretty bad for that, to be fair. Let's try Austria reverse. We just did this in the career mode. So let's just see how it is here. We're going to Williams again. 98 difficulty. Now we'll put it back to 102. Nah, this clearly made them quicker. There's no point in doing that. Right, we'll leave it at 98. We'll leave it at 98 and we'll see how this goes. But I don't know, man. I'll have to get used to this AI again, but I really... Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel good about it, if I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I don't really feel confident about it.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race.
Alright, starting in P10, that's perfect. Let's go. Alonso, over defending there. Allows us the space on the outside. Right, we'll do a full race of this, and we'll see how it feels compared to what I just did in the career mode. I really wish we could turn AI on, not AI, the DRS on for the first lap. I wish there was an option for that. Lots of movement going on here. Let's see if we can get involved. Get past Antonelli. He wasn't good at that corner exit. That corner exit definitely is a weak spot for the AI. This definitely feels very similar to what I experienced in the career mode, that's for sure. Past Russell now. Let's focus on Norris.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the more enjoyable tracks in the game. Maybe I'm a bit biased because it's new. So you'll have to ask me in a year how I truly feel about this track opposed to all the other ones. Still lots of dirty air on that particular corner. Gaining a ton of time on Norris there, but he doesn't have DRS, so we do have a little bit of an advantage on that front. I'll turn DRS off here.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
That was a really good move, basically gained a second there. What happened to Norris there? He just moved too much towards the inside. Really over defended there. I think Colapinto did that in Spain turn 1. In the career mode. Sonoda doesn't have DRS neither. Will get DRS. Because I don't think he has DRS. It looks like he does. Can't really tell. We were a bit too far away. Surely he gets it now, no? Oh, he doesn't. Okay. Good chance for us. Try and save some ERS. Probably get him going into turn 1. There's a bit of overtake. Try and goad him towards the inside a little bit. And swoop around the outside. Beautiful. Alright, this track feels as good as it always does. Turning it down...
Good work. Great pass.
Turning it down to 98 certainly feels like what 102 did feel like, so I think overall the AI are definitely quicker, which I'm not really sure if that really should have been their intention, but if doing that means the AI was slower in the wet, then, you know, I'll take it. Oh my god. Just trying to goad him to go around the outside. Bit of contact there. Alright, we need to start saving some ERS. Really close race at the front between the Ferraris and Verstappen. Very similar to how it was in the career mode, minus Hamilton.
Final lap, final lap. Push, push.
But Verstappen and the Ferrari of Leclerc is a very familiar sight. No DRS? What the fuck? When was I outside of DRS? That's bullshit. When was I ever outside of DRS from Hamilton then? What the fuck? Right, whatever. That felt just very similar. So, I've had to turn the difficulty down.
Small mistake, but it was very tricky out there.
What do you mean, small mistake? I went from P10 to P4. What do you mean? Okay.
And Leclerc to the line.
I don't mind having to turn the difficulty down in general, to be fair. I was
After an
really
event like that,
surprised
who knows?
that we had to turn it up to 102 in the first place because of how easy the AI were earlier in the year. But wet races have definitely improved. In my opinion, not enough. I still think there's a huge issue there. We can try again. Now given this new information of like where the AI are in terms of their difficulty. So we've had to go from 102 to 98, 99, 100, 101, 102. So 4 difficulties down. So 4 difficulties down is usually what I would want to turn it down to if something is too difficult. I feel like that's sort of always been a distance where I could really correlate it and actually feel the difference. So what we're going to do now is go right back into the testing that we were doing earlier with that new info in mind. So very wet conditions, 5-lap race, and this time turning it down to 94. We might have to turn it down even lower, but let's see how that feels. Let's just see how that feels. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, difficulty in general is harder, but the AI is slower in the wet. I can't believe it took them 5 months to do this. 7 months if you count beta, which I definitely do because I played it. For me, this isn't good enough. I was happy with the dry difficulty before, but again, if making that more difficult means the wet weather gets easier, which it absolutely needs to, then I'll happily take the sacrifice, that is for sure. Alright, P14 in the Williams. 94 difficulty, 4 difficulties down from what I feel as though is my difficulty now with this new update. So we'll just see how this goes. But I still feel like it might be an issue. So I might even have to go even lower, 8 difficulties down. To 90. I don't know where the AI is getting that grip from. Oh my god. Where are you getting that grip from? I've been down the inside. You don't get that much grip on the exit. What the fuck is that? And he doesn't just get side by side. He gets full blown in front of me. That's insane. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Fucking hell, man. The amount of grip that AI still gets in the wet astounds me. Well, let's see how much time we gain using a full battery here. Gain. Let's see how much time we lose even though we are using the full battery. It's still a fucking issue. It's not fun, bro! What are you doing with this game? The wet weather is still ass. It's still trash, bro. It's just not fun to play, and I'm turning the difficulty down constantly. I hate it. Like, why? We never ever had this issue. Even in F1 24 we didn't have this issue. What is going on? What's going on at Codemasters, bro? I don't understand. I don't feel any difference from 98 to 90 to 102 in the wet. I literally don't feel any difference. I really don't. Right, let's go even lower. 17 difficulties down from my difficulty in the dry. Or rather, 13 difficulties down from where I think I'm at now in the dry. This is just woeful. It's unplayable. You know? At least for those of you who like consistency, like myself, you know? I want a consistent difficulty. I don't want to have to change the difficulty every race depending on the track. I just don't like that. I really don't like that. I want a consistent difficulty. I don't want to touch it at all.
Radio check.
What is the point in having difficulty sliders if it's different for most tracks? Or different for certain tracks? I'm in the drive. Fuck off, man. It's just stressful, bro. I may as well let the cat out of the bag now. The next episode of Career Mode is a full wet race. A full wet race around Silverstone. That's why I'm testing it so much, because I want to make good content for you guys, you know? But I also want to enjoy the game. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not enjoying this, so I'm not going to enjoy recording that episode. And it sucks, because I already wanted a redemption race around Silverstone, and now it's giving me full wet races. Like, it's fucking shit. So I need to figure out where the difficulty should be, otherwise I'm just going to have a shit time. Right, 85. I have not had it this low since the beginning of F1 23, by the way, when I was still not that good at the game. 85 is still pretty good, don't get me wrong, but I definitely was making loads of mistakes at that point. And then as I got better, we ended up turning it up to 95. And then in this game, we ended up turning it up to 102 because it was really easy. Now we've turned it down to 98, so we'll see where we're at now. But all you had to do was change them in the wet. That's all you had to do. I don't understand why they've made them quicker in the dry. They already have an advantage coming out of corners, so taking away our advantage going into corners just makes the racing worse and more inconsistent, in my opinion.
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
All right, 85. Let's see if this feels any different. Fucking hell, Aston Martin. Jesus Christ, look at them forming a blockade. Look at the speed Stroll gets there. It's not even that bad on this straight, but then when you get out of Maggots and Beckett's in a bit, it is atrocious. For me, this is still bad. It's not enjoyable. It's too inconsistent from how it is in the dry. You know, it's a golf. It's a golfing class. How much better the AI is in the wet than they are in the dry. Like, imagine doing a race from dry to wet. You're dominating the race like 5 seconds ahead, something like that. And then suddenly it starts raining and you lose all of that advantage. 85 difficulty and we finally make an overtake on that corner. I've had to turn it down 13 difficulties. 13. Just to feel like we're making some sort of progress.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Did get a purple in sector 1. That's somewhat of a good sign. I guess AI get a boost on these corners so it's easier for them to make an overtake, but it's so unfair when you're the player chasing around these cars. We'll see how we do against Antonelli though. But I mean, look at that. A tenth! 2 tenths! 3 tenths!
Get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Just round one simple corner. It's still horrific. Gaining time there though. But that was ridiculous. No amount of ERS should be giving you that much of a time difference. Right, we seem to be catching up to Antonelli now. 13 difficulties down from where we're at in the dry, so the wet driving is still probably the worst I've ever seen in an F1 game. Simply down to AI pace. It's an improvement, don't get me wrong, but I don't think a lot of people realise just how bad it was before. Because it's still pretty bad now, in my opinion. I'm having to use all my ERS just to keep up. Again, 13 difficulties down from where I'm at in the dry. And I'm having to push all race just to make any sort of progress. Yeah, I've seen enough of that. I can't play that anymore. It's an improvement, I guess, but I'd have to turn the difficulty down so much, man, to have any sort of consistent feeling. And that just gets me so worried for changeable condition races, where it goes from dry to wet or wet to dry, because I'm going to be at such a huge disadvantage in the career mode against the AI now in the wet, that it's just not fun to play at all. A full race, fine. You know, I can expect it going into it, turn the difficulty down, we can have a good time. But changeable conditions, I'm either going to be way too overpowered in the dry and win by miles, which doesn't make for good content, or I'm going to be way too underpowered and lose by miles, or at least keep losing positions throughout the entire race, which again doesn't make for good content, and it isn't good gameplay either. I'm either bored or I'm frustrated, or bored and frustrated, both of them. Like, it's no good. It's no good at all. That is a real shame. A real shame. Okay, I do want to keep testing the AI in the dry though, that is for sure. So I do want to test Qatar in a minute, but I also want to test where the AI are at in terms of 98 difficulty. So I think Miami is a good track to test it on. I want a solid midfield car. Yeah, I mean, it's just the Williams, isn't it? I want to use other cars, but the Williams to me is definitely the best midfield car. So, you know, and I support Williams anyway, but yeah, I do want to use other cars. Right, we'll go with Albon this time. We'll go with Albono. Clear. Difficulty. Turn that back up to 98. And we'll see where that feels. We might have to turn it even lower. Like, they might have just tried to match the pacing of the AI in F1 23. So I don't really mind going back down to 95 difficulty. But again, I was quite happy with where the AI were at in the dry. There were a few inconsistencies, but you know, we had the advantage in going into slow corners, so I felt it was fine. But now we don't have that advantage. It just feels like the AI has the same amount of advantages they had before, whereas we have even more disadvantages, if you get what I mean, you know?
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Alright. P11, perfect. I'll take it. This is 98 difficulty. Oh my god, huge crash there. Luckily we were able to go over that curb. Fucking hell, Hamilton. He's driving so weirdly and erratically. Right, there was a huge issue with the AI on this straight. I still feel kind of powerless, if I'm being quite honest with you. Hamilton is driving like a madman right now. He weren't even using slipstream for most of that. Look at how much ERS I've just had to use to gain even a lick of time. Fuck you, Hamilton. Piss off. That was really clean, all things considered. I don't know how I managed to pull that off.
Use DRS. DRS now available.
Yeah, that still feels terrible. Miami was really bad for a lot of people. I might have to turn the difficulty down even lower for this shit, bro. What have they done, bro? I don't like this update. I thought the AI was fine in the dry for most of it. But now it just feels like that, you know, we have our one advantage is gone. Of being quicker going into corners, and the AI kept every single advantage that they had prior and lost their one disadvantage because they're now quicker going into corners. Right, I need a quicker car. We'll go Mercedes. The Mercedes is still kind of shit, so we'll just go with that, and we'll go 95. That's just where we're at now, I guess. I guess we're right back to where we started. In terms of difficulties, I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, I'm glad that the AI is not as easy as they were before, but on the other hand, they've not made enough of an improvement where I can say it's undeniably better. In the wet, it is, but in the dry, I think they've made things worse, in my opinion. Because the AI still have the advantage coming out of corners, and we don't have the advantage going into corners anymore. So it just feels like the AI got quicker.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Improve that radio, Mercedes. No excuse for that. Shit team. What? Oh, I'm starting at P1. Are we serious? I don't want to start P1. I'm trying to test the AI here. Go on. Get lost. Okay. Let's see where we're at. 95 difficulty now. Wow, Russell disappeared. I don't know where he went. He's right there. I don't know how he ended up there, but... $95 difficulty now. This is usually where I save all my ERS through the stadium section. And the little chicane here. And then overtake out of there. Come on. There's the time gain. Maybe I was just in the Williams. Maybe it was because of it was in that. I don't know.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Fucking stop getting caught on that curve. Alright, we got DRS. Or at least we're gonna get it. The AI behind me doesn't seem to gain nearly as much as they did in Season 1. That's for sure. Alright, let's see if we can catch up to the cars in front.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Nope. That's me out of DRS. I fucking hate that corner. I really do. Alright, we gotta concede that position. I never get that corner right. I think that's more of a skill issue on my part than AI pace, but I don't know, man. You can't really tell with this game. Like how much more of a factor skill issue is compared to AI being just overpowered. Why the fuck did he brake so early? Right, we're 5/10 behind them now. So surely we can get within DRS and not have an issue this time. I don't know how they take that corner so well. I've never ever gotten it right. Ever. I tried to follow what the racing line tells me to do and I still lose time. I just don't understand it. And I have no ERS now neither, because I'm having to spend it all trying to keep up with them. It's not really much of an improvement, in my opinion. It's a huge improvement in the rain. It went from unplayable to kind of playable, but they've just made dry racing a lot worse. Well, not a lot worse, but they've just made it a bit worse. I feel like, yeah, I'm not really satisfied with the update, if I'm being quite honest. Right. Whatever.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Just look at how much time I lose in this section. Look at that. Fucking hell, 2/3. It's insane how much time they gain. I'm not seeing an improvement. In fact, I feel like they've made it worse in the dry. I really do. I genuinely feel that way. Look at how much time they fucking gained. Fuck off. I don't even want to test the F2 cars. I really don't. This has put me in a really bad mood, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Maybe I'm just playing a particularly bad track, but I really don't feel like they've improved it. I feel they've made it worse. I really do. I genuinely feel like they made it worse. I wonder if anybody else talking about it. On Reddit or whatever. Yeah, some people were thinking the patch wasn't today, but it clearly is, because I've had to turn difficulty down, so... But... A lot of people are reporting no changes, so it's like... For me, Miami was the big issue. Miami and China. We could try Belgium, but I know we have no issue with Belgium because Belgium was piss easy even in the V-Carb. But I don't feel like they've made any real improvements at all, if I'm being quite honest. I remember Miami actually. I do want to turn this music down. I love the music for this game, but I feel like it's way too loud at times. Yeah, we'll put that down to 7. Okay, I do remember Miami Season 1. A lot of our time driving in that one was actually after the pit stops. We were having a good time when alone, basically. When we were having a lonely race, no team with DRS or whatever behind. I feel on the tracks where they've needed to really improve, tracks like China, and I'm assuming this just based off of Miami and Silverstone, I feel there's not been a real big improvement. So if we go to like Brazil, Baku or China, I feel like there's not that big of a difference at all. I really don't feel they made any real improvement. So, you know, Wet weather, I can say there's definitely been a change. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. They definitely made a good change there. I think I'll end up turning the difficulty down to maybe 100. I don't feel safe turning it down all the way to 98, if I'm being quite honest with you. I don't know, man. Let's go to Imola. And we'll try 102 difficulty again. We'll go in the Red Bull this time. Should we go in the Red Bull? I don't know. I don't want to be in a car that's too good. So I honestly think the Mercedes would still be a good bet. Okay, let's go in the Williams. The Williams was really good around Imola in real life, so let's just go with it. We'll go with Sainz again, just because he's new to the team, isn't he? So kind of sick of playing as Albon. Alright. We'll go 102 around Imola. Oh, we'll go in the middle. We'll go in the middle. We'll go 100. We'll go 100. I feel this is really disappointing. I've done some vigorous testing now. We've got 5 viewers on. So if you're wanting news of... Oh, fucking hell. I thought I've only done an hour. I've done nearly 2 hours of testing. I really don't think there's a major difference. In fact, I think the AI is even quicker than they were before. And they are. It was confirmed that they're even quicker going into corners. But there doesn't seem to be any changes elsewhere. They don't seem to have been slowed down coming out of it, you know?
And alongside me, a man... Well,
they tried showing in the video they put out that they are slower coming out of corners, but...
Radio check. Radio check.
I just don't see it. In fact, if I remember that video rightly, showing the AI around Australia, it wasn't that big of a difference anyway. You know, so I really don't... I'm really not satisfied with it. I don't think they've done a good job of patching a serious issue that's been not just this game, but in the game since last year, in the game since F122. I don't see why they can't have just ported the F123 AI over, make them fight a little bit more, and that's it. You know, you could have just made them a little faster. There you go. You know, F123 did not have this issue, so we know they can do a ground effect era Formula 1 game without these issues, and they just can't. I don't understand where the issue is coming from. I'm terrified for F126, I really am, because obviously every F1 game that's come out with a drastic new handling model because of the real life cars has been trash. F1 2014, trash. F1 22, trash. And then take the fact that the guys that made F1 22 came out with F1 24 and it was trash. They're coming out with 26 next. Like, it's going to be trash. It's going to be awful, I think. I'm really scared for it. I'm partially excited for it because of the new regulations and stuff, but I don't see me playing it the whole year like I probably want to do with this game. You know, it might be a similar situation to F1 24. I'm not focusing. Let's try that again. Okay. Imola, 100 AI. Let's go.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
I don't know, man. I really don't see a difference. Like, maybe they're not catching up as much, but I don't know, man. I hate seeing this, because I actually did like the game, but, you know, we were really hoping for a good patch, and we just haven't got it. Wet weather is still bad, in my opinion. It's not disastrous like it was at launch and in beta, but, yeah. I'm really disappointed by this update. It's pretty shocking, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not really used to playing 5-lap races as well, so the AI might be paced differently, but yeah, 5-lap races used to actually be kind of fun to play in F1 23. And I haven't really found them fun even in this year's game, unless I turn the difficulty down. So, yeah. I'm having to use so much ERS just to keep up. Whereas it feels like they've got infinite ERS. So it looks like we're going to have to be turning the difficulty down in the career mode.
Understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
I don't know, man. I can't be arsed with these 5-lap races. I think I'm just playing F1 24 again, like, to be quite honest with you. I could do a longer race, but yeah, I think when you play a 5-lap race, the issues really show. They really, really show. And I think it's a real shame. I really do. Alright, let's go around Imola again, and we'll turn the difficulty even lower this time. We'll go with Albono this time, and we'll go down to 95 again. I'm not impressed at all. It's like there was no difference. Like, they made it seem like there was a huge difference in the trailers for it. Or whatever video they put out. The one where the AI was going around Australia and they were showing the gap in the Delta. And I just... 5 months for you to make the game even harder than it was. Like, seriously? Like, all you did was give the AI even more of an advantage by taking away their huge disadvantage in corner entry.
Radio check.
They still feel as though they're way too fast coming out of corners. I just don't understand it. Like, even if it means having boring... I don't know, man. It's either this. They make it seem like it's either this, or we get boring races against pacifist AI, like we did in F1 23, where the pacing of the AI was great, you know, but you'd have to, like, they were really passive. They would barely try to make any moves on you a lot of the time. But, I don't know, man. I don't like to be disappointed in a game that I actually like, you know? They've just made the game worse, in my opinion. At least in the dry. In the wet, definite improvement. Not good enough still, though, in my opinion. Still not good enough. Oh, don't do that dirty, yeah. Like, we already have so many disadvantages versus the AI now. And the one advantage that we had going into corners is gone. Can Max piss off? Get away from me.
now use DRS. DRS now available.
Fucking hell, Norris. Jesus Christ. Why are they battling going into that corner? That dirty air is atrocious. The AI doesn't deal with that neither. They don't seem to deal with nearly the amount of dirty air that we do. And that's the real difference in speed. I'm going to be quite honest. Remove dirty air out of the game. Like, I get it's realistic, but I genuinely feel... I felt this way in F1 24. I want to appreciate it because I really do like it. But if you're not going to make the AI deal with the same fucking problems, then fucking remove it. Because you're just making the game worse. You know? The AI does not deal with this crazy understeer that we deal with at all. And it just makes the game seriously unfair. Even at 95 difficulty, I'm making no progress. They made it worse.
In the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
I mean, look at that pace going out of that corner. That's a whole 10th they just gained there. I just feel like I'm playing F1 24 again. I really do. I genuinely feel like they made it worse. Do I have to turn the difficulty down, like, huge? And how does that affect all the other tracks, you know? I don't know. It just doesn't feel good to play anymore. It really doesn't. I'm making no progress, even turning the difficulty down. I don't know where my difficulty's at now. This is the exact issue I had at the beginning of F1 24 and the beginning of this game. But I very quickly found where we were supposed to be in this game, I suppose. It took us a couple of races. But now I have to do it again. I have to do it all over again, and I don't feel like I'm making any progress in doing that. I don't fucking know what... I don't know how good I am at the game anymore against the AI, because they're so inconsistent. I don't know. It's just not fucking enjoyable. No, I'm going to stick with the Williams. Just stick with the same car. Right, we'll do 90 difficulty. And we'll see where that leaves us. We're not even going to get to test the new F2 cars this episode. Because I'm just too busy testing this, and I'm just not satisfied by it. And I'm trying so hard to figure it out, but I just can't. I feel like it's worse.
You join it.
It's either worse or... I did find in F1 23 that the career mode AI felt different to the normal AI.
Radio check.
Yeah, I'm here.
So it might just be a case of that. But then it's even fucking worse for me, because that means I've got to have a couple of bad races to try and figure out where I'm supposed to be. And I think that sucks. Big time. Of course, with these 5-lap races, tyre wear isn't coming into play neither. So I think we'll just try a 25% race after this. Oh, that was a big squeeze from me. What the fuck? Okay. I didn't turn into you or anything. But whatever, Lawson. Okay. I weren't Lawson, that was Hajar. I just thought it was Lawson because of the way he drives. Nice little drift from Fernando there. Try and save some ERS.
Okay, DRS is now available. The drag reduction.
Fuck off. Right, that's not fun. That's not fun to drive. I'm going to try a 25% race. That's what we're going to do. We'll try a 25% race and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But I guess we're not testing the F2 cars today because I'm really disappointed to the point I don't want to. I just don't want to play that. This has just kind of burnt me out. This is the disappointment of this. Alright. So let's go Imola. In the Williams. Carlos Sainz. Difficulty. I guess we'll go 95 and see how it goes. We'll also have to try Bahrain as well. Alright, 25% race. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with the update. I feel like we still have the exact same issues in the dry, except they made it worse. Wet is not a good enough improvement. It's just a poor update. It took them five months to come out with this.
Radio check, please.
7
Radio
if you
check.
count the beta.
Radio check.
I feel that's such a shame. Okay, let's see what we can do. Canal Verstappen. We'll see where we end up at the end of the race, because obviously 25, like, longer races than 5 laps are more representative, but yeah. 5-lap races I remember used to be fun to do, and they've just not been fun to do these last couple of years. I used to do them all the time on F123. Like, in my spare time. Russell's just letting me pass there. Okay, thank you very much. So 16 laps of Imola.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
So tyre wear is going to come into play as well. So maybe the game will feel the same as before, just lower difficulty. Leclerc and Hamilton absolutely shafting themselves right now.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Right, we've got some clean air now. 1.6 seconds. Alright, gained about a second there. So maybe the difficulty hasn't changed and 5 laps of racing is just so different that will always feel ass. But it just shouldn't, you know? I should be able to have a quick race on F1 and enjoy it. Yeah, AI definitely feels different here. Like, I've not changed the difficulty at all. We're still at 95, but I'm gaining so much more time against them. What is going on with 5-lap races in this game? Like, don't get me wrong, I feel a bit better now, like a lot better, because I feel like I'm actually making some sort of progress. But now I just feel like I wasted 2 hours of my fucking life racing 5 laps, which are just not fun to play in this game, which is a whole other issue in itself. Alright, fuck it, I'm just gonna make the pass. We should definitely try Miami after this. 25% race around Miami. And then I'll see if I can get round to some F2 gameplay towards the end.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.5 seconds. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Why does the AI defend like that, man? Just going way too much on the
Nice
inside.
move. Keep going.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, win stupid prizes, I mean, not prices. He's like a second behind now. I don't know, in full race conditions, this doesn't feel too different to how it was before. I don't even know what difficulty we're at. I don't think we're at 102. I think we're at 95, so... The AI feel the same as they did on 102 for me. Well, maybe a little easier. I don't think we were making passes quite this quick. But I think we'll be turning the difficulty down to 98 in the career mode. That's for sure.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Okay, no, I got one.
What? Why add radios from the real drivers if they make absolutely no sense? Right, we'd probably win that race. I don't need to race to the end of that. We were probably going to win that one, especially with the pit stop, which probably would have put us out in front. And if not, we would have made the pass eventually anyway, so I'm not wasting time. That's for sure. Let's try Miami then. Let's have a go at Miami. And we'll put it at 102. Maybe. I don't know. I think we'll go with 98. Right. Go Williams again. Yeah, I had it at 95, so... Let's go 98. And then 25%. We won't do the full race though. I just want to see how it feels when tyre wear is involved, you know? I mean, we could have put it to 50%, you know, as well, but I don't think we need to be doing that. Seven people watching, what's up? For those of you just joining, I think this patch is disappointing and it fixes not much.
Okay, mate. Radio check, please. Radio check.
Shut up. Alright. It fixes wet weather racing to a point that it's playable. Dry racing has been made... Well, I don't know. I'm not seeing any real consistency. I think it has been made worse, though. If I really had to put a title on it. Where's this extra speed coming from? See what I mean? There's no real improvement here. And if there is, it's fucking minuscule to the point you have to look for it in a like with a magnifying glass. You just don't feel any sort of improvement. I'm only able to make this pass because Stroll didn't have grip coming out of that corner.
Now use DRS. DRS now available.
Fucking hell! Why are they slowing down there? What are they doing there? That's the second time somebody has slowed down there. Look at that. What is he doing? They literally... Why is the AI letting go of the throttle here? Why are they letting go of it? What the fuck? God, no wonder I smacked into that guy earlier when we were on Miami. I don't know who it was, but I was playing as Antonelli. They actually let go of the throttle way before the braking point. That never happened before, I don't think. I don't remember that happening. I'm pretty sure I would, if it did. But look at how much ERS I've had to use already just to keep up with these guys. Using ERS and they're still pulling on me. Absolutely insanity. Yeah, there's no improvement here, I'm sorry. They improved AI in the wet, and it's still not good enough. Overall, it's just a disappointing update, to say the least.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Oops. Able to catch up to Sonoda, but he's on the hards, so... Fucking hell. I don't know, there's some instances where it feels like I am actually on a lower difficulty, but then there's other instances where it feels like the AI is actually more difficult. So I'm not sure where to put my difficulty now, like I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I could put it in the middle, like put it at 100, I think that's what I am going to do in the career mode. For the next couple of races. Obviously not the next one because it's full wet, so I've got to figure that out somehow. Probably put it at 90 or something ridiculous like that because of how quick the AI is. I don't understand how we have this problem. Like, they do these games every year. I don't know where these random AI problems have come from.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
Look at that time gain. Fucking hell, man. Did they just forget to push the button to drop the patch or something? Did they drop the wrong update? Did they get the files mixed up? Because I'm telling you right now, this is no fucking improvement. At all. I'm feeling no improvement. We'll see what happens on the next lap. I'm not going to use too much ERS here. In an effort to save it for that long straight, but yeah. I'm so sick of dealing with dirty air when the AI doesn't, like, ugh.
Seeing a lot of tyre deg now. We've got a new strategy if you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with it. I can't. They made it worse, I think. They made it worse. They really did make it worse. I don't know what they were doing for 5 months, twiddling their thumbs and making a slight adjustment, which actually just gives the AI more of an advantage in the dry. And then they didn't improve wet racing enough, so that's still horrible. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Right. What else did I want to try? I did want to try Qatar. I don't know. Obviously the Williams isn't as good as the Ferrari, so maybe that comes into play, but yeah, the amount of speed that they gain from out of those corners is just not, it's not fucking realistic at all. So like, yeah, we've still got some huge issues, that is for sure. Let's try Belgium. No, not Belgium. Let's try... Oh, fuck it. We'll do Silverstone again. In the Williams again. And then... we'll get rid of tyre temperature and only put it on surface only. So that should give us a bit more of an advantage. For our tyres. Because this doesn't fucking affect the AI at all. It just doesn't. So we're not going to do that. Clear. Difficulty, we'll keep it at 98. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm not enjoying this though, I'll tell you that right now. I honestly think they should revert the patch. If we're being quite honest, I think they should revert it. Or at least tweak it so we still have the advantage going into corners. Because AI having such a huge advantage coming out of corners and then we're not having that advantage going into it anymore just makes the racing even worse than it was. It was fine before.
Radio check, radio check.
And then when you were actually as quick as them, obviously it results in really good racing, some of the best this franchise has done. But to get to those points, you've got to figure out what difficulty you're actually meant to be at, but the game's so inconsistent that it now feels like every track needs a different fucking difficulty, which was not the case in F1 23, other than Monaco, which obviously needed to be harder, like it needs to be every year. Alright. I didn't want to do a 5-lap race, but fuck it. What is he doing?
Okay, DRS is now available.
Yeah, we've lost that advantage going into corners, but the AI haven't lost their advantage coming out of it. They claimed they changed it, they fixed it, but they really haven't.
Push, push.
It's just not fun to play anymore. It just isn't. It just is not fun to play. It cannot stay like this. They should revert it, in my opinion. The AI are just way faster than you. Way faster now, and they don't even have the disadvantage that they had before. So it's like, what can you do? What can you do? Let's try 90. Turning it down by 8. And it won't feel much different. Just like it hasn't felt much different throughout the entirety of this fucking stream. Like, it feels shit. It really does. How hard can it be to code AI when you do it every fucking year? Like, how hard can it be? You do the same thing every... Like, have we just got a different team entirely working on these games every year? Like, the one that worked on F1 22 got fired. The one that worked at 23 got fired. 24 was a different one. 25 was a different one. Like, every team is different. Like, I don't understand how we can run into the same issues every year.
Okay, give me a quick radio
Or make
check,
things
please.
worse with an
Radio check.
update. Like,
Radio check.
I don't get it. Alright, 90 difficulty. Fucking hell, what happened there? Jesus. I'm really having to push to keep up here.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
See, this feels good, but I've had to turn the difficulty down by 12 to get to it. You know? Like, fucking hell. They made it seem like it was only going to be a slight difficulty change, but no, it really isn't. It's huge. Which might be good for some people, but I was pretty comfortable with what we had before. At least in the dry, anyway. The wet was unplayable. And I still don't think it's good enough even now, so... DRS is so weak in this game. It's an absolute joke. Just get so much of a boost coming out of the corners that by the time the DRS does anything, you're already halfway down the straight. You know? DRS doesn't feel like it's really worth much until a track like Vegas. See what I mean? Like, we were halfway down the straight when we were making any sort of real progress. And then if I don't ERS it out of that corner, look at the time that Russell has just put into me then. Even at 90, this is still ridiculous.
Wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
But I suppose we are in a Williams. But I've had to turn it down to 90 just to have a satisfying race. You know. That's all they've really done. They've just made the game harder. By making the AI quicker going into corners. I'm bored. Right, I'm done. That's all I want to test today. How many hours did we put in then? Like 2 hours and a half. And the only thing I can come out with is that the wet weather racing has improved. So you can somewhat keep up with the AI better, but it's still pretty rough. It's still probably the worst wet racing we've had in an F1 game in a long time. So if it had released in this state, I still think it's pretty bad, and we still would have been calling for a patch to make them slower. So, yeah. And then in the dry, it's been made worse because the AI are now quicker going into corners. They might be a little slower coming out of it, but I can't really feel that difference because they gained so much going into it now as well. So it's like any kind of advantage that we had before is gone. It's just gone. So yeah, I really don't. I'm not happy with the update. I think they made it worse. But we'll see how things go. This is only day one. Maybe the career mode will feel very different. I don't know, but if I have experiences like this in the career mode, you can bet your ass that I'm not going to be doing any more than 3 seasons of it. I'll tell you that right now. And it's such a shame because I've really been enjoying the game. I really have been, but they've made things worse. And I'm not happy with it. And I don't think we're going to get too many more updates. They don't usually update much more past the sports update. They've probably moved on to start developing 26 and 27 now. So it's like, what can you do? What can you do? Anyway, cheers to everybody who tuned in and watched. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching afterwards or, you know, after the stream ends, whether or not you're happy with the update. I highly doubt you are, but I would like to see your opinions in the comments below anyway, if you have any. Until then, I will see you in a couple of days for the next episode of Career Mode around Silverstone in the full wet. I'm not looking forward to it. It's probably going to be a disaster, but I'll see what I can do. Anyway, till next time, I'll see you soon. Peace.